Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my Xbox Developer Direct 2024 impressions. And I know this is kind of weird because I did the game ownership and my understanding of Xbox, but I was looking forward to seeing what was kind of going to be happening here, and I did keep an ear out and kind of listen to the stream while I was doing some other kind of things. And the main ones that I was interested in was like Avowed and Indiana Jones. Other than that, the Visions of Mana was nice to actually have like a Japanese kind of thing pop off. Now granted, most of these can come on PC as well, which is probably where I'm going to be shifting most of my focus. I'm also going to talk about other kind of stuff that's also going with Microsoft and Xbox, because it does affect how I look forward to these, because I was kind of looking forward to them before, but then it's like, okay, I'm looking forward to them in different kind of ways of what's kind of going on. So, let's see. They did Avowed, which we got more of a look at and seeing the kind of combat system and understanding that the Obsidian is doing stuff with trying to make sure that choices matter and affect kind of gameplay and everything. I can understand that from the look that combat's a little bit weird and has been kind of like mixed. I thought it was kind of interesting to see sword and board, sword and wand, dual wand kind of sling, kind of gunslinger kind of style. Definitely kind of interesting. We mainly see only one kind of type of enemy, these kind of lizard things. So hopefully there are different kind of ones in effect. We'll see how it kind of works out. It still looks like they've got work to do with it, and even though it's supposedly coming out this year, we'll kind of see. Not that it looks completely and utterly horrendous like what they did with Halo Infinite, where it's like, are you sure that's done? Because this at least looked polished enough of like, oh, okay, Developer Direct. Other than that, they didn't really dive much into the story, which I understand. You got to give the basic kind of lines for what's kind of going on with an RPG. The main kind of draw and focus is like the story and the characters and what kind of goes on with it. But we'll have to see how that kind of works out. I've been alright with Obsidian ones. They've never been my favorite kind of RPG studio. I liked Knights of the Republic 2. Fallout New Vegas was fine. I didn't hate it or anything like that. Outer Worlds I had some fun with. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they kind of do with this. If this is able to kind of start and launch its own kind of franchise and everything like that. They also talked about Hellblade 2. I pretty much played that on Game Pass, so there wasn't much for me to kind of like really bring into that one. I'm like, okay, cool. I was into it. All right. Visions of Mana, I'm like, oh, okay. Definitely interested in that. I know they were talking about everything, but I kind of like scaled back. I'm more like, ooh, JRPG. I'm in to check it out. You know what I mean? I'll look into it a little bit more of what kind of goes on. I'm mainly looking at Xbox Wire here as they went into like song details, enemy, that elementals will assist players in combat. I'm just like, I'm fine to check it out. I mean, I like the kind of look of the Visions of Mana. I was like, all right. Then there was this like Aria History Untold, which was kind of similar to like Civilizations kind of stuff, which I'm alright with those kind of games, and I like that they had a lot of different kind of things going on here. You get your RPG, you get your JRPG, you get Senua with like a narrative kind of driven one, we get this with kind of like strategy and everything involved. Not that I have anything bad against it, it's just I'm like, okay, cool, not for me, but I might check it out or whatnot. And then we get the whole big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The worst kind of aspect for it is the name. Like, you couldn't come up with anything kind of better? Granted, trying to find trademark and copyright that's not done that's like super cool is hard. But the Great Circle? We've got Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Alright. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Uh-huh. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Now I'm going to the games. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Those are the main 2 ones that I've played. There's other ones as well, but like my family and I have played through and dealt with mainly the Infernal Machine one. That one was nutty. We got into issues on that. We actually had to institute cheats at the end because we got into some fucked up crazy position at the end of the game. It was like, fuck you, asshole, final boss! But the biggest kind of change is that it is first person, which I'm not against, but most of the ones that I've played that have been Indiana Jones or Indiana Jones-like have been third person. And it's just like, alright, we'll have to see how this works out. I'm down for it. And it sounds like it's pretty interesting. It's being made at Machine Games with Wolfenstein the New Order and the New Colossus, so it's not like they're giving it to a studio that doesn't know how to work first-person shooters. So it's like, alright. Also helps that he's fighting Nazis and shit because it's set within this certain kind of time frame like that. And I'm like, alright, let's see how this fucking works. From what I saw gameplay-wise, it looked fine, perfectly serviceable, but we'll have to see how the puzzles work out, because that's going to be a big kind of thing. And how you can go about, like, one of the things that you can do, I do like that they're experimenting with making it that, like, Indy can either go hog wild gunslinger, or that he can go as passive as he wants and, like, get by certain kind of people. Sounds very much like a kind of Dishonored kind of thing, which kind of confuses me that they wouldn't go for Arcane to do that. Yeah, Machine Games does... I've liked the Wolfenstein games that they've released. I've had fun with them. They're very good first-person shooters. I've liked the stories and everything, so it'll be interesting to see how this works out. The worst thing that I've got at the moment for it is the fucking title. It's like, alright, cool. And then, but overall I'm like, okay, they did that. Hopefully these games come out this year. I mean, you never know. It's hopefully when you do something like this, you have a pretty good understanding of what kind of game is going to be coming out with it. Like, that they have a reasonable time frame of doing it. However, we also had Halo Infinite, and I just don't trust Microsoft and Xbox in their handling of these studios anymore. Because we've also gotten the information that Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees due to the mergers and redundancies, but we'll have to see how that kind of affects out and shakes out with certain kind of things depending upon what areas are affected. And then also the rumor that they are scaling back their physical division of instituting games and could potentially be going more of a subscription kind of digital thing, which would line up with what was released with the FTC, with potentially putting out a refresh of the Series X that has no disc player in it, and instead 2 terabytes of storage. So at that point, you would be like, huh, it's probably not got the most refreshed kind of internals, maybe just cursory enough to make it worth a damn, but then it's like, it'd be better to almost go to PC at this point. That's my thought processes. If that's not yours, that's quite alright. Now, the thing is, I've been an Xbox fan for a while. I mean, this year I've almost had Xbox Live for 18 years. So, I don't say this to be a Sony pony or a Nintendo, not even a Nintendo stan or PC Master Race. I fucking hate console wars and shit, and trust me, Sony is going along the same kind of routes as well. It's just, that's going to affect how these games come out. I mean, hopefully you'd be able to get them physically, but that's the thing, you don't even really get them physically anymore. You just get a disc that then does the install that you then do digitally pretty much, and the disc just sits in there, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's just verifying that I have this thing. We need, like, a concrete thing for, like, licenses and stuff, but of course I've talked about that, and I can talk about that with other kind of things as well, but that affects my excitement for these. But these are also coming out on PC, so I can play these on PC as well, with whatever kind of way that I want to, choice-wise. Now, granted, I don't know about like Steam or whatnot, but usually things will be released on Steam as well. So I am intrigued to look into these games, see what's kind of going on with them. I've still got Game Pass and everything. I got that loaded up for fucking till like 2026. So I can at least check them out on Game Pass or whatnot as a testing kind of thing to see how they kind of fit for me. Mainly to be Avowed and Indiana Jones. But if you guys are looking into the other kind of bits of Xbox like Hellblade, Aria, Visions of Mana, that's actually one that I'm looking into as well. But I mainly got 3 out of 5 on this one. So I'm like, ooh, okay. Like, I didn't even need... I was just, like, happy that there's more kind of working with Xbox and Microsoft with the Japanese market. I'm just like, as long as you put it on PC, I'm good. I'll check it out. I mean, granted, even if you put it on, like, PlayStation or Nintendo, because I'm actually looking, I'm like, Nintendo. Hopefully we'll see what goes on with the Switch 2 as well. I know this is kind of weird to, like, have these, like, linked up with it, but there's not much, but these are my thoughts on what went on with this developer direct, especially with everything that's been going on lately within the sphere of gaming with Microsoft's news on this kind of bit. And of course, the rumor of the physical is take it with a grain of salt. However, if you look at Microsoft's moves and what they've attempted to do in the past, notably with the Xbox One reveal and Always Online, they kind of won on that fact. We've pretty much got... you might not need to be always online, but try and play your Series X and your PlayStation 5 without the internet and see kind of what goes on. And try and do that with playing your kind of PC games as well. It's like, god damn it, that's the fuckers one. And I'm so, like, I just wanted Microsoft to rectify their mistakes, not continue to do the weird kind of shit and then go the service kind of... So, my bad. Like, you get to a point where you support a company, and then when they start doing the bad moves, you're like, fuck that shit. Like, it's really kind of weird that Microsoft got drugged for that shit in 2013, and now it's 2024, and that's pretty much where we're at, pretty much just seeing all digital kind of shit. It's like, feck. So I'll have to see how this kind of works out and how this shakes out with these games specifically in that kind of realm of physical, digital, and how good they are and how fun they are to play. So we'll have to see about that. So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.